Imagine this is a coaching session, right? And a client comes to you with these self-doubt issues, these blocks of perfection and stuff, fear of making mistakes that's stopping them moving forward. What would you say to them?
You asked a question earlier, or you suggested earlier that the people are held back by perfectionism, or you talked about the inner critic. And what I would say is we definitely have lots of inner voices because they are part of the simulation that we create of the outside world. They are people who've been important in our lives, probably people who have been important in keeping us safe. And so having access to their knowledge is really important, but we just have access to it through an imagined version of them rather than them actually still being around. And the perfectionism and the holding back of that, I think there's a common link between the two, which is perfectionism isn't the problem. Wanting to perfect, to improve, to try something new, to compare it to an original, to learn from that comparison, and then to change what you do next time, or having a voice inside your head saying, no, that's not right, or you're getting closer, nearly there. That's great. The problem is that we've learned to feel bad about it.
Right.
And it's the feeling bad that holds us back, because that's exactly what it's supposed to do. It is supposed to hold you back, like the child wanting to run into the road. Hold back is the thing that we want. And so from going back to what I originally said about NLP and work and looking at a person as a perfectly adapted system to the world that they're in, you're working perfectly. If you're holding yourself back from something that could cause social damage to your reputation, to your acceptance, which for a social species is highly dangerous, life-threatening. If you're cast out of the herd and there's predators around, that's really dangerous. It's perfect. It's an absolutely perfect thing. So if you prevent yourself from embarrassment by not speaking English when you're visiting England, or in an English business meeting online or whatever it might be, then that's great. You've saved yourself. That's fine as a 4-year-old child when you do not know what is safe and what is dangerous. Now that you're an adult and you no longer need to be relying solely on that learned safety response. What we can do now is we can say, well, what danger am I in if I get this wrong? What do I imagine is going to happen? Well, I imagine they're going to laugh at me. Okay. And will I die as a result of that? Probably not. Okay. So how bad is it really? So as I said earlier, if we interact with the voice, the criticism, the feedback that we're getting internally, as if it's an outside person. And one of the things I always get people to do with their internal voice is to have a conversation with it, which may sound strange. But then if you think about it, just the idea of saying you've got a voice inside your head, that's already strange. So having a conversation with it, ignoring it would be the strange thing. Because it would be like having a person in the room with you giving you feedback. Well, that's good. And then you ignoring them. Why are you ignoring them? They're there to help you. So we do the same thing. So when you hear some internal criticism or some feedback, you say, first of all, you say thank you. Because this is a person who's gone out of their way to give you some useful information. They're trying to help you. Someone's trying to help you, even if it doesn't feel good in the moment. You've got to appreciate the effort.
Yeah.
The first thing we say is thank you. And we make that genuine, not sarcastic. Oh, thanks very much. We make it genuine. Thank you. Now, tell me, how is that useful to me?
What was it? Love that.
And what everybody says who I've done this with over 20 odd years is they get an answer back, and the answer is a sensible answer. It's not more criticism. And what people learn as kids is, if I answer back, all I get is more criticism. So they learn just to feel bad and freeze and do nothing.
Mm.
Actually, if you get into a conversation with the voice, well, you might embarrass yourself. Yeah, but what's so bad about that? Well, then, you won't be accepted and people won't like you. You get to the real reason behind it. You'll get to the real
Mm.
motivation behind it. So then you can make a logical choice. Is that okay? Am I willing to put up with that? Somebody like might laugh at you. Yeah, they might. But is that okay? Is that going to stop me from achieving my purpose? So, I was able to go into a bar in England and order a drink or order some food. And they laughed at my mispronunciation of something that made it sound funny because it sounded like a different English word. But they
Mm.
understood. And I got the drink and the food that I asked for, purpose served. You got what you needed. And yeah,
Yeah.
they laughed. And maybe you can laugh too.